it's Tara here from Tiny Teas, and today I have a special friend with me. It's Cyril the Squirrel! Now today's story is The Squirrels Who Squabbled, and this is a brilliant story all about friendship and being lucky and grateful for the friends you've got and for the things that you have. And so, an activity that you can do with this story is think about all of your best friends, especially during this time whilst we're all at home. I'm really missing all of my friends, as I'm sure you are too. So, you can have a think about who your best friends are and why you love them so much. And you could draw a picture of you and them together sharing something. Maybe you've shared something together, maybe it's a memory or a snack. Or if you go to school with one of your best friends, you might have shared some colouring pens or shared ideas in class. Whatever it is, have a think about it, and you could draw a picture of you and your friends doing something really nice together. Or, if you'd like to, you could draw a picture of Cyril the Squirrel and his new friend Bruce. Okay, so let's get on with the story. In the towering forest where summer had been, the cool air bit fresh, and the mosses grew green. And as autumn edged in, and the sky raged red, the sleepiest creatures got ready for bed. While up in a tree swung a flightly young squirrel, who everyone knew as Spontaneous Cyril. Ha-ha! Now, most foresty folk had seen to their needs through the plentiful months of mushrooms and seeds. They'd built up their stores so they'd all be well fed through the frosting of winter that glittered ahead. But Cyril, he lived in the now and the here. He adventured and partied his way through the year. Ooh, yeah, no regrets. And so his cupboard was empty. His hollow was bare. And he hadn't a mouthful of food anywhere. But wait! What was that? Over there! Take a look! A single lone pine cone wedged in a nook. Yes! He squealed with delight. Eee! And for very good reason, for inside were the very last nuts of the season. But Cyril wasn't alone. There were more hungry eyes. Oh yes, plan ahead Bruce had his sights on the prize. Though he'd gathered a mountain of bounty hard fought, Bruce was convinced he was one pine cone short. I simply must have it, he wistfully cried, as he dreamt of the fresh, juicy pine nuts inside. So, as Cyril set off on his way to the ground, Bruce, he was also last pine cone bound. They sprinted and scurried with no time to gamble, and they scratched at the bark in their scampering scramble. But their panic and haste shook the tips of the spruce. Oh, and the pine cone, it trembled, and then, whoa, it came loose. Both squirrels gave chase at a lightning pace, and this was the start of the wild, nutty race. It's mine! Shouted Cyril. No, mine! Hollered Bruce. You don't stand a chance. Give up. It's no use. I'm hungry, cried Cyril. This cone is not yours. Stay back, shouted Bruce. This cone's for my stalls. It boinged over bushes and flew through the air. And it binged on the nose of a slumbering bear. It bounced over boulders and then came to a stop. Then teetered and wobbled and quivered and then plop. Both squirrels followed. Oh, the water was fast. Would they learn that they needed each other at last? But each was intent on how he could win. So they didn't quite notice a bird sweeping in. No! Cyril, ha! And Bruce, ho ho! They watched in dismay, and their cone disappeared. Up, 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 and away. Come back! Shouted Cyril. There are nuts! Exclaimed Bruce. But all hope was gone. It was simply no use. And meanwhile they drifted right up to the ledge. Greed, it was driving them over the edge. Whoa! Splash! Cyril and Bruce, they had taken a fall. They were paying the price for wanting it all. They squandered their chances to team up and share. Would their nutty young hopes simply end in despair? Bruised and bedraggled, they swept past dry land. Oh. And Cyril grabbed a branch with a trembling hand. Catching Bruce with the other, he heaved. And he huffed. And dragged him to safety with panting and puffs. Phew! They stared at the sky, quite lost in deep thought. Until Bruce looked at Cyril and let out a snort. Oh, how silly we are, he proclaimed, all a jiggle. Oh, how greedy I've been, spluttered Bruce with a giggle. We shall change from today. May the squabbling cease. We should celebrate, considering we're still in one piece. And from that day forward, they made a great pair. They would gather together and found they could share. Yes, Cyril and Bruce knew in the end the best thing to share is a laugh with your friend. Thank you, everybody. That was the Squirrels Who Squabbled. And this is Cyril the Squirrel. Remember to click subscribe and like and share the videos as much as you can so that you can watch all of the other storytelling videos. See you soon!